Buick versus Mercury. The DOT court is back in session. Judge Joseph Carbier presiding.
On trial to be judged and compared for styling, performance, comfort, and quality. The 1958 Mercury versus the B-58 Buick. You are counsel for Buick. You must present your case to Judge Carbier thoroughly and effectively. For Mercury is out to penetrate your market in 1958. Your case is simple and conclusive. Smash Mercury's claims by presenting the facts. The facts on styling, craftsmanship, convenience, comfort, safety, and performance. Build your case on these points, for you've got the evidence, the facts to prove Buick's superiority. You have two exhibits to offer as evidence, two Mercury series, almost identical. You begin your case with Exhibit A, the Mercury, alias the Medalist, alias the Custom, most recent addition to the Ford family, and now Mercury's lowest priced car.
Basically, the Mercury is a stripped-down, warmed-over 57 model. A look at the specifications would make it appear that the Mercury compares favorably with the Special. But don't be misled. The dimensions tell only part of the story. The facts prove the real story. In terms of styling, the Mercury can best be described as looking stripped down. This becomes more obvious when you compare the Mercury and the Special side by side. The contrast is clear and sharp. Modern, sweeping lines of beauty for Buick. Angularity, accentuated angularity for Mercury. And Buick's beauty is even more obvious when you compare the quiet elegance of the Dynastar grille with Mercury's gaudy treatment.
So, put in evidence for Buick this customer benefit. Face of fashion styling that calls attention to the good taste of its owner. Styling that will be fresh-looking and desirable at trade-in time.
Less obvious features put Mercury far below Buick in craftsmanship. Consider finish. Here you are looking over the hoods of the two cars at the reflections of windows. Mercury's finish doesn't compare with Buick's. Note that the fuzzy reflection shows the orange peel effect, peculiar to the enamel used on the Mercury. Now, contrast this with a sharp reflection from Buick's smooth, lustrous lacquer finish. Long-lasting lacquer that keeps its gloss and its color long after enamel dulls. Lacquer is easier to maintain and can easily be color-matched in case of repairs. Remember, too, that the durable new lucite finishes are available to Buick customers at a low price.
Put in evidence this Buick customer benefit. Smooth, lustrous, long-lasting paints.
Little things, of course, very often become big problems. For example, loose wires are run over the inside of Mercury's deck lid. Compare this obvious shortcut with Buick's securely clipped wire-in conduit design.
So put in evidence greater reliability for Buick, less danger of disrupted operation due to shorts.
Now consider bodies. Note the inferior alignment of joints and moldings on the Mercury. A strong case can be built on the superior construction of Buick's body by Fisher.
So put these customer benefits in evidence for Buick. Superior quality construction and craftsmanship offering beauty and longer life.
Mercury's doors offer further evidence of Buick's convenient superiority over the entire Mercury line. To secure the locks from the inside, Mercury owners must slide stiff-acting, arm-pinching levers. From the outside, they must be key-locked. Buick owners, of course, merely push an easy-acting button from the inside and can conveniently lock doors from the outside just by closing them with the latch depressed. Adjusting Mercury's vent windows is a distracting, sometimes knuckle-busting operation. Compare this with Buick's convenient crank operation.
Enter as evidence these Buick owner convenience features. The vent pane is easy to position. It stays in position, and when it's cranked closed, it can't be opened.
The inside story of the Mercury line presents a case for Buick conveniences based on irrefutable facts. Mercury has almost 1 inch less headroom than Buick. For many drivers, this is the inch that means discomfort, getting in and getting out of the car.
So put in evidence what headroom means to the Buick driver. Convenience unmatched in the fine car field.
Even things like Mercury's overhanging glove compartment stand out as more evidence of Buick convenience superiority. Mercury's glove compartment is awkward to open and small and cramped when it is open. On the other hand, Buick's large, roomy glove box is within easy reach of the driver. It's large, and its door can be used as a snack tray. Mercury's one ashtray is hard for the driver to reach. Buick offers 2 convenient ashtrays, of course.
Enter as evidence thoughtful convenience features, extra attention to details that make Buick truly a luxury car.
Consider Mercury's heater, not in the same league with Buick's heating system. In Mercury, the heated air chills on its way to the back seat area, making a cold draft. In Buick, the exclusive underseat radiant heater rewarms the air for back seat passengers.
And enter this as evidence. Maximum driving comfort, even on the coldest days, for back seat passengers as well as front seat passengers.
Mercury has a less comfortable ride, and again, the facts prove it. Its old-fashioned ladder-type frame with curved side rails can't compare with Buick's modern X-member frame for resistance to twisting and overall ruggedness and strength. The extra-cost Mercomatic transmission falls far short of Dynaflow performance. Any car buyer can immediately tell the difference between Mercury's jumpy Ford feel and the smooth response of Dynaflow. Dynaflow's smoothness, its effortless response, its confidence-inspiring feel are customer advantages only a demonstration ride can prove. Mercury uses Hotchkiss drive to transmit power to the wheels. That means the rear springs must absorb driving thrust as well as cushion ride. Buick uses torque tube drive to absorb the driving forces, leaving the springs free to cushion the ride. And in contrast to Mercury's buggy-type leaf springs in the rear, Buick uses coil springs with nothing to do but cushion the ride.
Here's evidence of Buick comfort. Buick's unrivaled Miracle Ride, a positive customer benefit only a demonstration ride can prove, and it will prove it.
Safety is another point you make in case for Buick. Severe windshield distortion, for example, is a constant source of eye strain and driver fatigue on the Mercury. Compare this with Buick's distortion-free windshield. Be sure also to make the point that there is safety plate glass in every window of every Buick. Mercury owners can't even buy safety plate glass in side windows.
So submit this concrete evidence. Safe, distortion-free driving and restful sightseeing for Buick owners and passengers.
The Mercury instrument panel is an awesome clutter of bric-a-brac, in sharp contrast to the simplicity and convenience of Buick's instrument panel. And note that Mercury's panel has no instruments to indicate oil pressure and generator readings, just lights to inform the driver that something's gone wrong. Contrast this with Buick's constantly indicating gauges.
Put in evidence these benefits to the Buick owner. Continuous positive knowledge of oil pressure and generator charge. Knowledge that can pay off in recognition of signs of car trouble before damage is done. Protection for the driver, protection for the car.
Note the design of the horn ring on the Mercury. Buick's full circle horn ring permits the driver to sound a warning instantly without looking at the wheel, no matter what its position. Mercury's headlight dimmer switch is positioned so the driver's foot can easily hit the parking brake by mistake. This is an annoyance that could cause trouble. The Mercury's brakes are only 11 inches in diameter, only 190 square inches in area. And Mercury's so-called self-adjusting brakes are not available on the stripped-down model for any price. The Specials brake story is tops, big 12-inch drums, 213 square inches of brake lining. Tests at the GM Proving Ground prove the Specials regular brakes outperform every competitor, stop quicker, and resist fade far longer. And for those who want the ultimate, Buick's outstanding new air-cooled aluminum drums are available on the Special at very low additional cost. The Sports Car Illustrated Award to Buick and the coveted NASCAR Award are national recognition that aluminum drums represent an engineering achievement that means unparalleled brake performance and reliability for Buick owners. Aluminum drums are an industry first, exclusive with Buick. Buick's big 15-inch wheels help keep Buick brakes cooler and contribute to longer tire life.
So put in evidence these outstanding safety features.
The high point of your case for Buick is the power story. The Mercury uses a 235 horsepower V8 engine that simply can't match the Special's lively 250 horsepower vertical valve V8. And the facts expose Mercury's nationally exaggerated performance claim based on more power per pound. Let's look into that claim. The Mercury has a curb weight of only 3,964 pounds and 235 horsepower. So, for each pound of car weight, Mercury has 0.059 horsepower. The Special weighs a healthy 4,304 pounds, and the Special's B-12,000 engine develops 250 horsepower. So, for each pound of car weight, the Special has 0.058 horsepower. Thus, while Buick has 340 pounds more weight that contributes so much to Buick's better ride, Mercury bases its performance claim on only 1,000th of 1 horsepower per pound more than Buick. A canary could fly on the difference. Now, let's examine Mercury's claim still closer. Horsepower is available power. Torque is usable power, driving power, passing power. The Special's great engine develops 380 foot-pounds of torque at 2,400 RPM. That means that for each pound of car weight, the Special has 0.088 foot-pounds of usable power. The Mercury engine develops only 325 foot-pounds of torque, and at the significantly higher speed of 2,600 RPM. So the Mercury's usable power per pound of car weight is only 0.081. Thus, contrary to Mercury's claims, the fact is Buick actually develops more usable power per pound of car weight and at a lower speed. Buick's extra torque per pound of car weight developed at lower engine speeds means that Buick has extra passing power at passing speeds.
This is incontestable evidence any Buick prospect can appreciate. Performance where it counts.
So much for Mercury's claim of performance. Exhibit B gives evidence of an open and shut case against Mercury. The Monterey is typical of the rest of the Mercury line. Higher priced, but basically the same as the stripped-down model with a little added chrome. The Monterey is equipped with a bigger engine, 312 horsepower. But even this admittedly hot engine does not give Mercury Buick performance. And here are the facts that prove it. The axle ratio of the Monterey is 2.69 to 1. Buick engineers set the Special's axle ratio at the optimum, 3.23 to 1. Here's what this means. Mercury's engine turns 2.69 times to turn the rear wheels once. Buick's engine turns 3.23 times to turn the rear wheels once. Since a gasoline engine gets its power from turning, Mercury's reduced engine revolutions reduces Mercury's passing power, accelerating power, at normal, safe operating speeds. And there's still more to the story. In traffic and city driving, the Monterey's low rear axle ratio forces the transmission to shift constantly to compensate for the lack of torque of its slowly turning engine. This is especially objectionable in cars equipped with Mercury transmission. To compensate for poor performance in city traffic, Mercury offers its multi-drive Mercury transmission as an extra cost option. But to get the improved performance they have to pay for, Mercury owners actually have to go to the trouble of punching the high performance bar.
So enter as evidence the fact that at no extra cost, Buick's better engineered combination of axle ratio, engine performance, and transmission design puts peak performance in the usable range. And once again, a demonstration will prove it.
Mercury's push-button transmission control, in contrast with Buick's handy lever, is extremely inconvenient when rocking the car and when maneuvering into or out of parking places. And believe it or not, in the face of Buick superiority, you can prove the Monterey actually costs more than the Special. That's right. Across the board, the Mercury Monterey costs more than the Special.
That concludes your case. The evidence clearly shows that the medalist is not in the same class with the Special, and that the other Mercuries merely cost more than the Special. There should be no question left in the mind of any car buyer who judges the differences between Mercury and Buick. The decision will be Buick for 1958, superior to Mercury in styling, in craftsmanship, in engineering, in performance, in convenience, and in comfort. Just recently, with this mailing piece, Mercury presented its story to all 55 and 56 Buick owners. Mercury itself admits Buick is a fine automobile and that Buick owners are people of taste. Therefore, we owe it to our 55 and 56 owners. In fact, we owe it to all drivers to show them Buick so they can enjoy Buick for 58, the better buy by far.